Tomorrow at midnight, the funding for the federal government runs out. But Trump's not too worried. Because while Americans struggle to afford groceries, he's posting online about all of the 24-karat gold in the White House. Remember, right now, Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. But according to them, Democrats are the ones driving the country toward a shutdown. Make it make sense. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson on a radio show saying that the buck stops with anyone but him.
I talked about it at length yesterday and the day before. And I said, look, when they get their job done, once they do the basic governing work of keeping the government open, Mr. President, then you can have a meeting with him, of course. It might be productive at that point. But right now, this is just a waste of his time. The president's a little bit busy right now.
I mean, please, the president is a little busy right now. The guy's been firing off social media posts about gold and attended a golf tournament over the weekend. He doesn't have an ounce of leadership in him. What he does have is an appetite to enact mass layoffs at federal agencies, jack up healthcare costs for millions of families, and disrupt the lives of countless Americans with a government shutdown. Democrats aren't shutting down the government. Donald Trump is. And later today, when all 4 congressional leaders meet with him in the Oval Office, it'll be on display for everyone to see. I'm Hannah Muldaven, Deputy Communications Director for the Democrats, and your host for today. It's Monday, September 29th, and this is the Democrats' Daily Blueprint. The other story that we're following is Trump's trade war and how it's devastating farmers across the Midwest. Remember, since the administration slapped on round after round of double-digit tariffs on China, China has completely stopped buying American soybeans. Now, China is the biggest market for soybean farmers, and now they're not buying. And the effects are catastrophic. So where is China buying soybeans from now? It turns out it's Argentina, which the U.S. government has pledged to bail out to the tune of $20 billion. So much for America first. It's so bad that when asked about this, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said that farmers would need government relief because of Trump's trade war. And the worst part is that the Trump administration officials know how bad this is. Over the weekend, a photo was published of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent getting a text from Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. It's crazy that we even have to say this, but get a privacy screen for your phone. The text we can see is clear, though. The Secretary of Agriculture calls the Argentina purchase highly unfortunate and that it gives China more leverage on us. This is what people within the Trump administration are saying in private. Why won't they say it in public? The solution here is simple. Republicans should grow a spine and actually work with Democrats who want to reassert Congress's control and trade policy. It doesn't have to be like this. And we'll continue to sound the alarm on how Trump's trade war is raising costs on you and hurting the very farmers he promised to protect. The other big news over the weekend was the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. Now remember, federal prosecutors didn't think that there was a case to be made here, but when they objected, they were fired and replaced by one of Trump's personal defense lawyers. Even the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, apparently expressed doubts about the case. But none of that mattered. Trump tweeted at them to indict, and the Department of Justice answered the call. It should worry everybody that on the campaign trail, Trump said he'd go after the enemy within. And now that he's in office, that means anyone on his enemies list, whether it's political opponents like Comey, late night hosts like Jimmy Kimmel, or anyone who speaks out against him is a target. And it's one of the many reasons why we need to flip seats from red to blue, because if Republicans won't stand up for the rule of law and for an independent Department of Justice, then Democrats will. All across the country, Democrats are running for office on this platform of transparency, accountability, and lowering costs for you and your family. And we're highlighting them here in a segment we're calling 60 Candidates in 60 Days Before the November Election. For today's segment, we're thrilled to shine a spotlight on Virgil Thornton Sr., who's running for the House of Delegates in Virginia. For more than 35 years, Virgil has been a community leader, including by working with at-risk boys and mothers who are experiencing homelessness. He's focused on supporting Virginians in their effort to get on the right track and would bring the same mentality as a state legislator in Richmond. So to make calls, knock doors, and volunteer with the Thornton campaign, go to virgilthorntonsr.com/get-involved. You can find the link in our video description below. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of the Daily Blueprint. We'll be here right with you every weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern on the DNC's YouTube page. Until tomorrow.